Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I am your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond. And listen, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. So, tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about developing strategies for a good quality of sleep. So, again, we welcome you here tonight at the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I'm your host, again, Michelle Bolden Hammond. So let's talk about this thing called sleep. According to the American Sleep Association, do you believe they say the most recent study has been done that at least 50 to 70 million people are having sleep issues? So what does that tell us? A lot is going on. We know the pressures of what we see. Again, is something can be associated with stress. So either it could be something for health reasons, or it could just be just in general of life or what we're eating, how we have in our lifestyles. There's a certain things that are associated with stress, certain sleep disorders. We have insomnia, we have sleep apnea, you have people who snore. We have a lot. We have people who just can't get enough sleep or do because of the mind chatter. So again, this is a specialty for me. I think this is one segue to end the month almost, because we're been in stress awareness month, and this has been something that has been happening every time I go to different workshops. A lot of people tell me that they can't sleep. It could be underlying health conditions as well. But tonight I'm going to be bringing forth to you on some strategies that you can use as to benefit of getting quality sleep. Now, I'm going to put this disclaimer out here. I am not diagnosing. I am just giving you good strategies. And again, the things that are said in tonight's episode tonight regarding to the issues of sleep. I'm also going to tell you if there's any herbal remedies in which I'm going to give, you need to consult with your physician first. Yes, you will need to consult with your physician first, because some herbs can actually counteract the effects if you are someone who's taking medicine. So we get that all out of the way. But I want you to grab a seat, because there's a little thing that I'm going to give you first that I want you to see before we come back. And I'm actually going to give you a sleep assessment. So I want you to go grab a friend, that someone you may know this. I need you to like, comment, and share. Share this with someone that you know that may be having some sleep issues. And another thing I want to say is tonight, someone will also win my Let's Talk No Stress book. So you got to understand and be here to get that. So again, I'm going to go right into the segue of the assessment that is given most of the time. When you have to think about, I just want you to think about some things that as we go throughout this episode tonight. So this quick assessment that I'm going to give you for sleep, there's 10 questions. So I'm going to ask these 10 questions. How many hours of sleep do you frequently get per night? Per se, there's a certain limitations that as adults, even down to children, there are certain minimum hours that we should get to get the best quality of sleep. And I'll go over that. So again, number one question is, how many hours of sleep do you typically get per night? Number two, do you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? Again, do you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? The third question, do you wake feeling refreshed or well rested when you have this sleep? Do you sleep after your sleep period? Do you feeling refreshed or well rested? Has anyone ever told you that you snore loudly, or you wake up ever feeling like you're grasping for air? Has anyone ever told you that you snore loudly or you wake up grasping for air? The fifth question: do you have any underlying health conditions that may affect your sleep? Do you have any underlying health conditions that may affect your sleep? Number 6, do you consume caffeine or alcohol close to bedtime? Do you consume caffeine or alcohol close to bedtime? Number 7, do you have a consistent bedtime routine? Do you have a consistent bedtime routine? Number 8, do you feel sleepy or fatigued during the day? Do you feel irritable or have trouble with concentrating due to the lack of sleep? Last question: have you experienced any recent stress or major life changes that may be affecting your sleep? So that is the 10-question assessment that I would like for you to focus on. If you answer yes to any of those questions tonight, I want you to listen to some of the benefits, some of the strategies, some do's and some don'ts, and some things that may the reason why you're having problems with sleep. So again, we're going to take a quick break. And as I take this break, I want you to focus on what I'm giving you towards relaxation. So here we go. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I'm your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond. And listen, we are here tonight talking about the topic of sleep. What is the routine of getting the best quality of sleep? Again, before we took the break, I gave you the statistics. It says 50 to 70 million people are affected by sleep disorders or having sleep issues. And that was according to the most recent study done by the American Sleep Association. So what are we going to do about it? Or did you answer yes to any of those questions that were given earlier before we took the break? Well, let's start off with the answer for number 1. How many hours of sleep did you suppose to get? We all know that most of the people, if you're an adult, you should at least be getting 8 hours of sleep. I know. I hear a lot of people say, well, I only need 6 hours and I'm up this certain time every day. But equality for your body. One of the things is if we don't get the proper amount of sleep, it weakens our immune systems can be weakened. So why do you think when you go to the doctor will say, get your sleep, get yourself some water, drink, and get rest? Because that's what happens. The sleep replenishes. It replenishes our immune system. It boosts our cells. It does all that type of work for us. So for adults, it is a minimum of 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Yes, restful sleep when we're talking about it. And then also know that there are 4 stages of sleep. Yes, we got REM 1, REM 2, REM 3, and REM 4. So there's different REM sleeps that we also have as well. So that is one proper way. Now for children, they're saying at least 10 to 12, which we know when children are babies, they can sleep most of the day. So we know that. So to the point of questioning of number 2, do you have problems going to sleep or staying asleep? Again, as we said, it could be issues with some underlying health issues. For instance, some people may have some medication where they constantly have to get up and go to the bathroom during the night. That can actually interrupt your sleep. Last week, I did this workshop at a center, and one of the ladies told me, she says, well, it's because the medication, they tell me to take this fluid pill, at nighttime. And she said, I constantly go to the bathroom all the time. She said, but I'm going to go to the doctor. I said, well, yeah, that's what you do. Consult with your doctor and ask them, maybe you can take this during the day. Then maybe you can have a restful sleep. So that's one strategy that you could do. By falling asleep, there are certain things that we have to do. Get into a bedtime routine. When we're talking about getting the best quality of sleep, these are some things that we might need to address. One, are we eating late? That's one problem. If we're a late eater, and I know sometimes we work late and might have to happen to grab or to go, but we should try to have a lighter meal and eat it earlier. As the question asked, do you drink caffeine or alcohol before you go to sleep? That's a no. I know some people say, well, I need that wine to rest. Well, wine is full with a lot of sugar. So what does sugar do? That actually will hype us up and keep it going. Well, far as the caffeine, if you are a person who drinks coffee, sodas, anything caffeinated, and we know a lot of people drink these energy drinks as well. So the best time in the afternoon is to stop having anything with caffeine is 3:00. If you want to be one of those type of people, if you're having problems with sleep. Now I get it. Like I said, I was at a workshop last week. A woman can't tell people what to do. I'm just giving you some strategies that maybe if you find yourself doing these things, maybe doing these type of things by solidifying this, cutting down your caffeine off at 3:00 if you're a person who has issues with sleep. Now, the woman told me, I need my coffee to go to sleep. Okay, that's fine. Maybe she does. Everybody's body is different. But I'm just giving you some typical tips as someone who may be having it or experiencing sleep problems. Okay. So another question. Have you ever felt yourself, you done had this quality of sleep you thought you had, but you still wake up sleepy in the morning, groggy, or you just you not feel like you got all the rest? Well, one of the reasons maybe, again, is the area you're comfortable. Your sleeping space should be comfortable, meaning quality air of temperature, hot is not too hot, not too cold. The beds may make a difference as well. That could be something, an issue. So that's another way of getting the typical quality of sleep. Now, as I said before about underlying health conditions, sleep apnea, someone who may be on fluid medications that they have to constantly go to the bathroom a lot, that could keep them up, or people who have the COPD, they may be coughing, or they might be on the oxygen machine where that noise will keep them up. Again, having these things and discussing these things are just strategies and tips, just to help you replenish. Lack of concentration. Did anyone ever would think that lack of concentration could be due to you not getting the best quality of sleep? Yes. It also can cause a lot of accidents as well because you're not getting the best quality of sleep. Another one. Experiencing stress. Any new life changes have come along, or you have something that you're worrying about. That is another issue that can be regarding to the sleep. So again, I had just gave you a synopsis, and I'm going to run this again because I think it's very important that we learn how to relax. Just relax. So I showed you that before, but I'm going to show it to you again, just one more time. Again, just how do you feel? That's the issue. How do you feel? That's the main question out here today. How do you feel about it? So, are you getting the proper enough sleep? Are we doing the things that we need to do? Are we eating properly? So, different things like that as well. So, here is just a few suggestions. I'm just going to give you a few suggestions that can come along for helping you get the better quality of sleep. Again, establishing the bedtime routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. This can help regulate your body's internal clock. Yes, we have an internal clock. And remember when I said creating a comfortable sleep environment, creating a comfortable sleep environment that can include aromatherapies, certain types of baths, using type of meditations. So for instance, remember we said keeping the environment of your sleep as a welcoming place. Make sure your bedroom is cool, quiet, and dark. And I get it. I know some people might say I need to have that TV on or I got to have that light on. Yes. Consider investing in comfortable mattresses and pillows. They make a difference in how you sleep. Okay, here's the big one. I got to say, ouch. See, I got these fingers pointing back to me as well. Limit exposure to screens before bed. What does that mean? Phone screens, tablet screens, TV screens, all of those type of screens, game, video game screens, cell phone screens, laptop screens. I can go on and on and on and on. Why? Because those blue lights that they can interfere with your body. Production of your melatonin. Didn't know that, did you? See, I told you I'll give you some information. It can affect your melatonin that helps you to go to sleep. That hormone is what helps you go to sleep. So try to avoid at least an hour before bedtime. So I'm not trying to tell you to stop, but at least give it an hour before you go to bed. Okay? Remember, I talked about a certain time of day or meals, that eating heavy meals after 7, different things like that. Because one of the things I can tell you from experience, I travel a lot. And I would go on these cruises and they would always want to put me to late dinner. No, one night I went to late dinner. I was up all night long. And I will say this because, again, I used to work in long-term care. Just a suggestion, but again, we know how our society has failed us with routines of how we eat, daily nutrition, different things like that. But as being in long-term care at one point in time in my life, notice that when you go to visit people who are in long-term care facilities, inpatients, you would notice that the heavier meal would be lunchtime. And then at dinner, it would be a lighter meal, soup or sandwich, or something like just a sandwich with some, tater tots or something like that. But for instance, those are like a soup and just something really light because that'll make it easier for you to digest. So again, avoid caffeine and heavy meals close to bedtime. One, because caffeine is a stimulant, it can disrupt your sleep. So try to avoid it in the afternoon and the evening. Additionally, heavy or spicy foods, can cause discomfort with indigestion and making it harder to fall asleep. Uh-oh. Okay, you heard that. Relaxation techniques. Here we go. That's my specialty. Practice relaxation techniques before bed, such as deep breathing. What you saw there, the video was shown, is a deep breathing exercise. You can just sit down, relax, focus on your breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is a way. Meditation or gentle yoga. This can calm your mind and prepare your body for sleep. Exercise regularly, not right before bed, but exercise regularly. Regular physical activity. We should be getting at least 150 minutes of exercise a week to improve. And this actually can improve your sleep, mobility, moving. However, again, avoid vigorous before you go to bed because that can be stimulating, that can pump you up. Limit naps. While short naps can be beneficial, but longer naps can interfere with your sleep. So if you do need to try to take a nap, at least do it for like a half an hour, 20 to 30 minutes earlier in the day. That's another thing. So these are just some strategies that, I just wanted to give you tonight in reference to how we can get the benefit of good quality sleep. Now, we're going to take a quick break again. And when we come back, I'm going to give you 2 techniques that I find helpful in this as well. So hold on, grab a seat because I'm going to come with some remedies, some different herbal stuff that we can use. And I'm also going to give you a guided strip meditation. All right, so we'll be right back. Welcome back to another episode of Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I'm your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond. And listen, tonight we have been talking about sleep, the strategies of sleep. What can we do? Some things that we may be doing that may be interrupting our sleep, but also there's some needs of strategies that we can use as well to help us go to sleep. As I had showed the video with the breathing exercise with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, meditative with the music. There's a lot of videos that you can do for free. Look at them for free that you can get. Headspace is one of an app that you can use to help with stress management and also with, doing breathing exercises. Well, one of my favorites is creating atmospheres of visualization, which is a type of guided meditation where it uses the brain. It has you to think, but it actually has you to visualize that you're in a specific place for, getting this type of exercise. So one of the things is that I'm going to do tonight is read a script for you. And this is, I want you, again, I told you you have to relax a little bit, right? I'm setting you up for this tonight. But in this exercise, you're going to have to actually listen. You need to get in a comfortable space. You really need to be really focused when I'm reading this. But this is one of the experts that I have in my book as well, to tell you how for sleep, to get yourself emotional stress, some certain oils, things you can use for getting to sleep, breathe to relax. You know, like I said, one person will win this tonight. Let's Talk No Stress. Yes, this is one of my Pacific books that came out a couple years ago. Let's Talk No Stress, because we know that may be associated with a reason why you can't sleep. But before we get started with this guide, I'm going to want you to get in a restful place. A restful place. I want you to take a deep breath in. So you're going to inhale. Deep breath in, hold, exhale out. One more. Inhale, hold, and exhale out. So find a place and sit comfortably. And you are going to step into some white sand. This sand is warm and soft under your feet. Feel the sensations in your feet on the sand. Now look up, and all you see is more sand in front of you. But you can hear the ocean. Walk towards the sound of the ocean. As you're walking, you can feel the sun on your skin. As you look at the waves come and go, you see some things in the sand, and you see little waves coming up and down, up and down. Write out each letter of your name in the sand where it's moist. Write each letter, noticing the sound that it makes as you scratch it through the sand. Now visualize your name. Now step back and look at your name. And then another wave comes and washes your name away. And another, until you can see the ripples in the sand where your name used to be. That's good. Now continue walking along your beach, noticing the surroundings. Right now, what sounds do you hear? Can you hear the seabirds flying over the air? Or the wind gently blowing? Can you feel the warm sun on your skin? How does the sand feel right under your feet again? It's nice. Now, as you walked, you've learned a lot about how beautiful that this imaginative beach is, and you're ready for a little rest. So find a comfortable place to sit wherever you like on the beach. A chair is waiting for you, just the kind you like. So go ahead and take a seat. Take a seat and look into the ocean. Watch the horizons and how the ocean meets the sky. This is the most beautiful scene you've ever witnessed. And as you gaze along the big blue, you listen very closely to the waves of the water and imagine all your worries are floating away. Okay, so that was just an example of what can happen as a visualization exercise using guided meditation. That is one of the other ways that we can use um, for certain types of areas that we are in. So that's great. That is really great for right now. So the next, I want to talk to you about certain remedies, certain herbs, or teas that you can use for help assisting with sleep. One is a chamomile tea. Why chamomile? Chamomile tea is actually widely used um, as a regarded mild tranquilizer and a sleep inducer. Now, again, I am not diagnosing you. Let me put this disclaimer. I am just giving you certain remedies that you can use. Again, please ask your physician if you're going to try any of these herbal supplements. Again, I'm not diagnosing. I'm just giving you some practical things that you may use if you are a person who is having problems with sleep. Valerian root. The valerian root is something that you can use as well. With the valerian root, it's often used for symptoms for anxiety, which, and we know that may be a reason someone can't sleep. Depression, again, that may be keeping someone up a lot. And for us ladies who are walking into our grace of wisdom of age, menopause, valerian root is mostly used, and it helps as a sleeping promoting herb supplement. And it's greatly used here in the US and in Europe. One of another thing, we know lavender. Lavender, which is a well-known aromatherapy soothing scent. One things you can do is get some lavender essential oils, do some aromatherapy, spray it in your hands, smell the scent, relax, or you can get yourself some. I'm telling you, Dr. Teal's is a good friend of mine. Dr. Teal's Epsom salt bath, you can take that as well. And they also have a sleep kind as well. Eucalyptus is another type of chamomile. You can do that as well. Lemon balm. Lemon balm, which is mostly sold in a tea, it can be used as a combination with the herbs, with the chamomile and the valerian root. So again, another tea you can do as a passion flower. It is mostly used for sleep problems. But again, these are certain remedies that you can use for health benefits as well. Now, if you have any questions, anything that you heard here, again, you can go to this email, send me an email, give away onto this. So again, I love helping people. I love helping people, especially in the area when it comes down to the mind, the body, and the soul. So I will also say that for whoever is the winner is, by the time I see this, it'll be probably after when this show ends tonight, but you will definitely be the person. And I am going to also give this person as well. So for giveaway time, for the giveaway time, I'm going to ask that you, at least the first person who gives me one of the herbs that I mentioned, and I'm not going to mention them anymore, but you might have to catch back and catch the replay, you will get this lovely Let's Talk No Stress book. But also, there is something else that I said that you can also use as a benefit. And this is going to be something that we can give you as well, because I do have it as well. So it's giveaway time. The first person who tells me, who says whatever one of those benefits that I said about a remedy that you can use for sleep, you will get this as well. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But as you see going across the screen, you will see that there is a recipe that you can take note to, that you can use as another benefit. So again, this is just something that I've learned by taking my Bach flowers and class as being a naturopathic person as well. So that is a remedy that you can use as well. I'm not even going to say it, but I'm going to see just how keen it is. But that's something to help you along. So again, tonight, I am so glad if anybody gets anything out of this. I hope everybody can get a good benefit of sleep now that you can acquire. These are some strategies. I hope they've been helpful to you. And again, here at Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, we just love giving you the information. But, it's up to you to work with you're going to work with it. So again, we're almost leading out here for tonight. But I'm your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond. And you also know that we always have that saying here, for anyone who feels that they're not loved, just know that you are loved here at the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. Until next week, we're going to see you. And we hope that you have a marvelous, marvelous week ahead. Because you know what? May is on the horizon. May is here. Almost here. We're almost there. We got one more last week of this month. But again, we hope that you have a prosperous and blessed week. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond.